Okay, so this is going to be raw and unfiltered. I'm mad and I don't even know where to start. This story is going to be hard to tell, and it should be. It's disgusting. This week, the Halton Regional Police announced that there were over 300 thefts from cemeteries, cremation niches, mausoleums across the GTA. So what happened is, across Halton, Niagara, and the GTA, there were over 300 thefts. These were not petty thefts. These were not mischief or opportunistic smash and grab. These were deliberate, intentional, premeditated violations of the dead and the living who mourn them. It's unknown how long these have been going on and how many cemeteries and families have been violated like this. Right now, the police know that there were at least 8 different cemeteries and mausoleums that were targeted. I think it's fair to say that cemeteries are places of grief and mourning and memory. And over 300 families were attacked. 300. Investigators say that these thefts happened in broad daylight, that they were planned, they were premeditated, they were repeated, they were intentional. Just let that sink in. The suspects, according to Halton Regional Police, didn't just take trinkets. They went after the most intimate and personal objects that the family left behind for the dead. Cremation necklaces, wedding rings, personal keepsakes, those items that you wanted to stay with your loved one for eternity. These are the most intimate objects that the families left behind. Things that were chosen with love, things that were placed with care, things that were meant to stay, and they were ripped out. Here's the really disgusting part. Oh yeah, it gets more disgusting. Some of the urns and some of the jewelry had human remains in the form of ashes. Police say those were dumped, discarded, just dumped, so that the metal could be scrapped and the jewelry could be sold. That's not theft, that's desecration. This is the deliberate destruction of what a family entrusted to a sacred space. And police arrested 2 people, John Rush, 45, and Jordan Noble, 31. Now, disclaimer, they have yet to be convicted in a court, but circumstantially it is looking pretty clear that these 2 were responsible. The charges include possession of stolen property, break-in instruments, and most importantly, indignity to a human body. And that's exactly what this is. It is an indignity, a profound one. This is an act that shows the calculated disregard for the humanity of the dead and the grief of the living. Think of the families. Think of the moment they placed that necklace, maybe one they wore themselves. Maybe it was a wedding ring left by a spouse, and they placed that into the niche beside a parent, a partner, a child. Think of the hope that it would stay there forever until they were joined again. Think of the trust they placed in that mausoleum, the cemetery, the community at large, of humanity. Now imagine discovering that someone had pried it out, ripped open the niche, ripped open the urn, and pocketed it. Stole it. Tore away that symbol of memory, of love, of care. And then they dumped the ashes, just like garbage. This was a targeted, premeditated invasion of a family's sacred space. It's a violation of dignity, a violation of mourning, and a violation of the dead themselves. There are families right now who don't even realize that they're victims. It's unknown how widespread this theft ring was. Families may discover in the coming weeks or months that something they thought was safely tucked away with their loved one is gone. Police have recovered some items. They're cataloging them piece by piece, taking care, trying to reunite these pieces with their loved ones. But the truth is hard. Not everything's going to come back. Some items may already be melted down, beyond recovery, sold off. These memories, these physical manifestations of these memories are gone forever. Cemeteries are supposed to be that refuge where people, families, can find peace. Where families can breathe and just know that their loved one is at rest, that they're at peace. Grief has room, it has space. To violate that space, that sacred connection that families have with their mourning is reprehensible. This is a violation of some of the most intimate and vulnerable times in a family's life. I don't even have words. That's why this case is so devastating, because it wasn't theft. It was an intrusion. It was a desecration, a violation. It was deliberate. It was a stripping away of the dignity of the dead and the security of the living. Families deserve answers. People need to be held to account. There's a special circle in hell for people who do this. I hope the perpetrators are caught and held to account.